Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Saida here with another video. Okay, hi guys, welcome to Kamarala. If you are new to this channel, my name is Saida, and here on Kamarala, we keeping it real, we keeping it 100, and we're trying to navigate life like a boss while overcoming all obstacles. So if you like the sound of that, hit the subscribe button and join our Afro squad. Anyways, and if you're for my returning subscribers, thank you for tuning in again. I love and appreciate you guys, and thank you for keeping up with us. So today I wanted to film this video about how to find happiness and inner peace. And I feel like it is one of the most important topics that we need to talk about, because once you find true happiness and you find this inner peace, for me, I believe everything else will fall in place, right? And in this video, I wanted to share with you 3 tips that I use to keeping myself happy, motivated, and just giving myself that inner peace, right? Okay, so let's start with the first one. So I know you probably have heard this like so many times in so many platforms, but the first thing that is super important is gratitude. I know, right? But yes, gratitude. Practicing and incorporating practices of gratitude in your life can make a huge difference, especially in terms of your happiness. Because happiness comes from inside your head, right? It's in here. And the thing about life is that nobody in life has it all. You can never have it all. Like, you're probably looking at other people and say like, oh my God, like, why do they have this? Why don't I have this? Why do they have this? Why don't I have this? And just feeling like you're lacking in something gives you this feeling of sadness. So instead of looking at what you don't have, take time and practice gratitude. Start counting the things that you actually have. So what I usually do, and what I tell most of the people who I deal with, who come to me for counseling, or who come to me for advice, the first thing I'll tell them that what I started doing to changing my life was, before I'd go to bed, before I'd close my eyes, while I was laying down in bed, I would talk about 20 things that I was grateful for. And it was just very simple things, right? I would just start by, thank you for my eyes, that I can have eyesight. Thank you for my nose. Thank you for my mouth. Thank you for water that is, in our home. Thank you for the food on our table. Thank you for, the TV, electricity, or thank you for the kids. Thank you for every small little thing, from every part of my body to every small little thing that I have in life. I would say that before I go to bed. And once I wake up in the morning, I would feel a lot more lighter. The reason is that most of the time in life, especially with all this social media, we're constantly comparing ourselves and looking at someone's life as it's perfect. But there's nobody's life who's ever going to be perfect. And God said that. He said he's going to test all of us. Every soul will be tested. So you'll not find anybody who has it all, because once you have it all, you wouldn't go out there looking for God, or you'd not believe in him, right? So what I believe in is that everybody would have a shortage in something. God will take one thing away from you, but he will give you another. So it's looking at those things that you actually have that will give you this sense of happiness, because what you would have, the other person wouldn't have. What the other person have, you wouldn't have. And that's just basically what life is, right? It's not easy to find everyone who has it all. So number one is just understanding that everybody is lacking in something. But what is more important is be grateful for that thing that you have. Just talk about it every day. Be grateful. Practice that in your life every day. Like I mentioned, for me, I used to do 20 things before I'd go to bed. And I would even do that with my kids. Just talk about 20 things that I was grateful for. And in the morning, I would feel a little relief. And I did that for about 2 weeks. And I saw a drift in my mood swings, right? Okay, another thing I would talk about is finding your purpose, right? So why people talk about this? Why do people mention find your purpose, find your purpose? You have a purpose. So apart from the physical appearance that we all have, who we are is the soul that is inside of us, right? And every soul comes with a gift. Every soul comes with a skill, right? And a talent, right? So it is the talent that you have that you can give back to the world. That is your purpose. And you can even find that you need to take time in life and try to figure out what is your gift to the world, what is your purpose, because people can have a lot of skills, they can have a lot of talents, but there's one one of your talents that you can do that can give back to the world, the society. That could be your purpose. You were probably brought in here to change a life of one person or two person, another person, right? So try to find what is it that is your purpose. What is it that you can do to change the life of someone else? Understanding that you take time to actually ask yourself, why am I here? What is it that I can do to give back to the world? It could, and this stuff can be free. It is a talent that you have. It's in anything you do. Everybody has their own purpose. It could even be baking, or it could be cooking or whatever it is, but it's something that you can give back to the world that describes it as your purpose. It can be related to your business. It can be related to your talent or your skills or your hobbies, but try to take time and try to understand, try to find what it is that you can do to give back to the world, because that is the bigger picture of why you're here in the world at the first place. Number 3, which I think is the most important one, I think this should have been number 1, but it is creating self-awareness, right? Being aware, being present and aware of who you are, what you want, where you want to go. Just making time to just be aware of yourself. Be present and aware of yourself and your thoughts, where it is that you want to go. So why I say this is because in life we have so many busy schedules. We're constantly interacting with people, and if you're a mother, you have kids, you're always caring about people, asking other people, how are you? How are you? How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? But we forget to take time and ask ourselves, Saida, how are you feeling today? Why do you feel that way? What can make you feel better? So being aware, and I feel like this is very much connected to a spirituality, because it is during spirituality, it is a time that you take with yourself, by yourself, and you just sit with your thoughts and you talk to an inner source that you cannot see, you cannot feel, but you talk to this inner source about your worries, your problems, your stress, what you want in life. It is that time, it is that process of sitting down with your thoughts, being aware of who you are, what it is that you want, where you want to go, where you want to be, what is it that's troubling you, just talking to that. And so most of the time, if you incorporate spirituality in your lifestyle, whether it be by prayer or it be by just meditation, it is actually allocating a specific time out of your busy schedule to check on how you are doing. Hey Saida, how are you today? And that's when you sit down on a prayer mat or sit down in meditation and you're just talking. You close your eyes in a prayer and you were like, yeah, you know what? I'm grateful for everything I've got. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for that. Thank you, God, for this. And if you have a problem, be like, God, I have this problem. I'm talking about this. This problem is causing me stress. It's causing me this, but you know how it's making me feel. I know you brought this into my life for a reason. And you tell it where you want to be. I want to be here and I want to be there. But you actually being present in that moment and talking about how you feel, how you're feeling now, what is it that's bothering you, where you want to be, is a process of being self-aware. So that is why a lot of people incorporate spirituality in their lifestyle, because it is very important to have a routine that involves spirituality, because this is just time allocated for yourself. This for me is called self-love. You sit down, allocate time for yourself, just to talk with yourself with these thoughts. If you're talking to God, it is you are treating yourself. You're talking with your thoughts. Hey, what is it that I want to do? What is it I want to be? How am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And you'll find that will make such a huge difference in your life, because once you start sitting down with your thoughts and counseling yourself and saying, why do I feel this way? I want to feel better. I want to be at a certain place. It is that's the time where you get to identify what are the things that are causing you to feel this way. And then once you start giving your brain those kind of questions, your brain will give you solutions to those problems. But if you don't allocate that time for yourself to have these thoughts with yourself, it's so much difficult to get out and fix these problems. We'll feel like maybe if we talk to other people, we can have solutions. But actually, it's actually taking time for yourself, with yourself, to go through your thoughts, just being aware of yourself and your thoughts, and engage in a spiritual practice, whether it be prayer or meditation. Take time and just talk and be aware how you feel and how you're going through. I'm going to give you an example, okay, about how self-awareness can just help to just change your life and your mood and take you to a very happy place, right? For example, I have a problem. Let's say, for example, I have a problem in my marriage, okay, or in my job, and perhaps it is that I cannot conceive, okay? Perhaps I cannot conceive and have this problem, and the fact that I have this problem ongoing every time, and I know I have expectations from people, expectations from society, expectations from my partner, and this is a problem that is so difficult because I can't find the solutions to, and it's happening to me, and it's frustrating, and it's so hard, and it's just taking away my happiness from me. So number one is sitting down with yourself and having these conversations, asking yourself, is this something that I have control over, or is it something that I don't have control over? Okay, and then number two, if I don't have control over it, what can I do? I can accept and be patient with it. If I have control over it, what is it that I can do? Then you look for solutions of what is it you can do. And the other thing you can ask yourself during this self-awareness time is like, what part in my life was I the happiest? So you can find that you go down memory lane, your brain will start now asking you these questions, because our brain works like this. You give your brain a problem, a question, your brain wants to give you a solution. It's like a calculator. You put in an equation, press equals to, it wants to give you an answer, right? And your brain works the same way. You give your brain a question, your brain constantly will want to look for this answer in your life. So giving yourself a question, why do I feel this way? You can't answer it now, but your brain will be working unconsciously trying to give you this answer. Ask yourself this question, when in my life was I the happiest? Was it when I was 15 years old, when I was a teenager, I hadn't met a man, that time I wasn't married, I didn't have the pressure of conceiving, I was still the happiest, right? Then you go back to that time in your life. You go back, visualize how your life was when you were 15 years old. What are the things that you used to do that just kept you happy without having your partner in your life, without having your job or your partner or your in-laws in your life, without having these expectations? You were the happiest during that time in your life. So go back to that time in your life and try to remember and recall those things that made you happy, and try to incorporate them in your life now, because these are the things that you should go with. These are your reasons for happiness, right now, because you have a new thing in your life and your mind is making you believe that this new issue or problem that you have, once you solve that, you will be happy. But actually your happiness it comes from inside of you. It is the small things that you do for yourself that make you happy. Perhaps when I was 15 years old, I used to just like singing and dancing in my room when no one was watching. And I used to just do that. I just sing and dance and just pretend I was Oprah Winfrey or pretend I was, I don't know, Beyonce, and sing and dance by myself. And I just used to be happy. Nobody was there. It was just me by myself. Or perhaps it was, I used to love doing makeup on myself when I was 15 years old. So I'd sit in my room by myself and just do those things and I would naturally feel happy. But once we grow up and so much happens in life, we tend to forget the small things that make us happy, and we make ourselves believe that there's these new things that will now make us happy, like these new problems that we have once we solve them, right? But at the end of the day, these problems are just tests that will keep coming and going. But being self-aware of, okay, who am I? What do I like? What are my hobbies? What keeps me happy? What keeps me going? What keeps me stable? Talking to yourself, being self-aware will give you a solution to that and will take you to a happier place. Let me give you another example. Perhaps your job is making you unhappy right now, right? Perhaps you have a bad relationship with your boss and you just hate your job because going to work every day just makes you feel bad about yourself. So now ask yourself this question. When was I the happiest in my life? Was it when I was 25 years old, before I started working, when I was just in university, enjoying university life? I was the happiest during that time because it was before I had a job. Okay, then you go back to that time, visualize. What is it that I was doing when I was 21 years old that made me happy? Oh, it was hanging out with friends and family and going out. And then ask yourself, okay, why did I want to go into this job in the first place? I went into this job, and then you answer this. I wanted to go into the job because I wanted to have income so I can have money by myself, so I can spend and do however I want, so I don't have to ask my parents for money. So then you have a solution. So you went into the job because you wanted to earn income so you can be independent. But then how did you end up hating your job now when the reason you went into the job was actually to just get finances and make money? So do I have control over how my boss treats me? No, I don't. What do I have control over? Myself, my mind, how I keep myself happy. So be self-aware, sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, and ask yourself these questions. Saida, what is it that you want? What do you like? What is it that's bothering you? Just the same way you would ask someone who's feeling low. Like if you see your kid right now feeling low and sad, you'd be like, hey babe, how are you feeling? Why are you feeling sad? Why would you feel that way? You know, the same way you would take time to just check on someone else and make sure they're feeling good, you need to take time and check on yourself and say that, hey girl, how are you feeling today? Why are you feeling this way? What made you feel this way? Why do you feel like this thing will make you happy? Or, you know, so just sit down with your thoughts, and I tell you, your mind is your biggest tool. You'll be so surprised as to how your mind can take you to places that you want to be. It all starts in here, and those 3 tips that I gave you right now will give you so much more, will give you a better outcome, would take you a step closer to finding happiness and inner peace, and then everything else around you will just be the topping to your cake. So your job will just be a topping to your cake, your husband, your children, your whatever, your in-laws, all of these will be topping to your cake, but you naturally as an individual will be happy by yourself without the impact of these people, because these are just external forces. They will one day be there, one day they won't be there, one day they'll be happy with you, one day they won't. The way people treat you, the way people do everything to you will have less impact on you, because you as you are already have already established your foundation, right? You maintain those 3 habits that I shared with you right now, and I feel like they make a huge difference in your life. Honestly, they have, for me personally, they have helped to turn my life around to 360 degrees. I was in a place whereby I was completely at my lowest, and just incorporating these practices every single day, practicing gratitude, finding what is my purpose, why am I here in the first place, and number 3, just being so self-aware with myself and my thoughts, and just trying to understand Saida. What is Saida like? What does Saida want? Who is Saida? You know, just try to understand and just tackle and try to be there spiritually for myself has helped me so much. So guys, if you like that, I would suggest you give that a shot right now and you start doing that, because I tell you, this can make a huge difference in your life. And once you establish that, so much more can come after that and fall into place, and you will be living the most fulfilling and happy life. If you guys have more tips on how to live a happier life, please don't feel free to share them in the comment section below, to share with our offer squad the tips that you use to stay happy and keep yourself happy and keep yourself with this inner peace that you have inside. If you like the sound of that, if you like this video, guys, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification as well so you don't miss the next video. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.